Okay, Amy Marquis.
Sorry, I totally greeted your dog and ignored you.
Number one, I'm used to it. So Amy, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
So I understand you just launched your Kickstarter campaign a couple days ago. Is that
Yesterday,
correct?
yeah.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Wow. So it just seems like a couple days.
It's pretty fresh. It feels like a month actually, but yeah.
Wow. Cool. And how long does it go for?
30 days.
And how much are you trying to raise?
$30,000.
No problem.
I think the last time I looked, which was a couple hours ago, we were over the 5,000 mark, which is really exciting. So, yeah.
So tell me, what is it's called the National Park Experience? What is it? Obviously about national parks, but what's the point?
So the National Park Service turns 100 years old in 2016, and we want to make 10 short films about the National Park Experience. So we're going to be profiling these really fantastic characters who are doing super compelling stuff in the national parks, and we're also going to be showing people who you wouldn't necessarily associate with the national parks immediately, because there are a lot of groups of Americans who have not engaged with these places yet, which is kind of hard to believe.
So just on a sort of personal level, why, I know you worked for the National Parks
Conservation Association.
Right, I know that too.
Yeah.
For 9 years?
Yeah.
That was a joke, making fun of you.
Okay. There's like a brand identity crisis there. Okay, yeah, for 9 years I was an editor on National Parks Magazine. I came in as a photo editor, so I was like, ooh, pretty photos, like this is awesome. But what I learned after a short time there is, oh my God, these are like the most the most amazing stories coming out of America. These are our country's most amazing stories. We have 401 national park units all over the country. And I mean, varying from, the Japanese American camps at Manzanar to, the wolves at Yellowstone. So it just as a storyteller, it was an incredibly rich topic to be covering.
Why is this something that needs funding? Isn't this taxpayer supported?
It'd be awesome if we could get the National Park Service to fund some of this, but they have a lot of financial challenges right now. The sequester hit them very hard.
What's the sequester?
Basically, when there are all the budget cuts, and they mandated these kind of archaic cuts across federal agencies. Mm-hmm. So regardless of where the needs are, Congress took money away. Recently on the National Mall, for example, they canceled their 4th of July fireworks show. They're not picking up the trash as often. They're not maintaining trails and stuff like that. So it's pretty detrimental.
And so part of the hope of your project, your film series, is to remind America why the national parks matter?
The national parks, you get that they're gorgeous, you get that they're popular, you get that they're important, but you need to go there, and you need to spend some time, and you need to get out of the car, and you need to have these amazing spiritual experiences in them, which can, they're available to everybody.
In terms of the Kickstarter campaign, what are you offering, and what's fun about it?
We want to make 10 short films leading up to the centennial. This Kickstarter campaign would specifically fund our debut film, which profiles this fantastic Latino couple getting married in the Grand Tetons this September.
Why is that wedding a special story, and what does that have to do with the parks?
So let me just give you a quick introduction. The groom was originally an at-risk youth in South Central LA who had no connection with nature, was getting in a lot of trouble. And one day he got an ultimatum. He could either go to juvie or go participate in this urban youth program. So he was like, well, I'll check out nature. So they took him to a national park.
Choice.
Right.
Yeah.
So they took him to a national park. He experienced the night sky for the first time in his life, totally fell in love, changed his life, changed the trajectory of his life. So that's the groom.
What's he doing now?
He's an ambassador for the North Face. He works on a nonprofit that engages urban youth with the outdoors. He's done a TED Talk. Really pretty awesome guy. The bride comes from generations and generations of migrant farm workers. And that looked to be her destiny as well for a long time, until when she was 21, she left home for the first time, went to Kenai Fjords in Alaska, Kenai Fjords National Park, totally fell in love with the national parks, and decided that is where her career was going to be. So now she's an interpretive ranger at Grand Teton. She's in charge of the Youth and Diversity program. And so it's just really neat to see, these two unlikely characters from these really challenging backgrounds and all the sacrifices their families made before them and how they've come to this place in the Tetons to realize this American dream that's actually very relevant and meaningful today. It doesn't involve the big house, it doesn't involve the fancy car, but it involves like this gorgeous place in America that means so much to our country. And here they are having their wedding in this park with their family. Yeah, wow. Grand Tetons.
Just on a personal level, I think, it'd be great if people can support your Kickstarter. And also, just remember that the national parks kind of support us. So if we can go there and just relax and have fun and, sing around a campfire and that whole thing. So thank you so much for your work. And it's stunning. It's beautiful. So even if you don't have any money, which you probably have $1, so you could give that, but check out that video on the Kickstarter. It's stunning. So thank you so much, Amy.
Thank you, Waylon. Appreciate it.
So special bonus question with Amy Marquis. What's your favorite national park?
Right. I feel like that's kind of like asking a parent who their favorite child is.
Great. There's our answer. Amy Marquis.